All right, Carolyn, let's check out you versus Zach here. As I mentioned, we do you side by side, and it might help to see some of the things that we need you to be working on, as opposed to me just trying to describe them. All right. Both making a nice first turn there. But, what we talked about earlier in another video is we have to stop. We'll try to not to, as much, kind of pop up, stand up really tall in transition, get you very light at the top of the turn. Particularly solemn, we wouldn't have time for that. So you can see Zach has a little lower profile. Knees are still kind of bent through here. As a side note, you can see how he rolls up the skis more at the top of the turn, and ears are kind of flatter in skidding that. But the main thing is we want to try not to stand up as tall. You use a lot of up unweighting. We'll see a little bit more probably down below here. So you come through that turn, you immediately start rising up, and you're standing, quite tall. He came through here, and that's the difference right there. So we don't want to stand up as tall. We don't have time. We call it retraction, or you can call it down on weighting, but really retraction is the word. I mean, Zach had to get his skis from the left side of him here to the right side. He kind of retracted his legs a little bit, so the level of his head really never changed, height-wise. So if you think about it, if you get your feet out from underneath you on one side, you got to get them to the other side. You kind of absorb it under your body. You let your skis cross under you as you cross over them down the hill. The next thing is, besides not popping up as much, standing that tall, you got to keep the hands out in front and really above your waist. You're also dropping the hands to the side, as you can see there. And we can see where Zach's are, kind of out to the side. So you're dropping them to your sides. You want to keep them up in front and a little bit out to the side, if that makes any sense. Obviously we've been talking about trying to get more angles, and it kind of goes a little bit hand in hand with standing up too tall. But you can see that you have that position where Zach is going to have a little more on the angles, as I mentioned to you, trying to bend like a banana or something. But we definitely need to not stand up as tall and keep the hands in front. See, your hands are falling back to the sides there, kind of behind you. So what does that do? By not standing up as tall, basically when Zach finishes his turn, he wants to move forward along the skis, not up and down. So you got to have some movement. We're not looking to stand straight up. He's looking to move forward along the skis, roll them up, and pressure at rise line. So here he comes through. Hopefully he's moving forward. It looks like he is. Gets his, rolls the skis up on edge. And pressures the skis. By you coming through, standing really tall, there's no pressure up here at the top of the turn. You just you're light, and you're skidding them around, and then your pressure is down here. We want to pressure from rise line the root right here, rise lines and rise line through fall line, and then get off of them right there. And again, you can see a much lower profile as he moves forward along the skis, rolls them up, and pressures from rise line through fall line. I think we talked about, you probably remember me saying that you really don't want to like kind of use your head almost to lean into that turn, like you're turning, initiating with your head and upper body kind of leaning in. All right, we'll get Zach up here. But again, he had to get the skis from the left side of him now, so he lets them cross under him. As he crosses over them a little bit, moves forward, rolls them up. And you can kind of see the difference in producing angles of where his body is, relative to yours. Again, you can see you popping up here. He has a little bit. You need a little. But so I hope this helps. So in other words, we're going to work on both GS and slalom through that transition to finish the turn, move forward along the skis as opposed to popping up and unweighting. Move forward along them, roll them up, pressure the skis at the top of the turn, sort of in the rise line. So before we get to the fall line, we want to pressure from carve, before and against the fall line, get direction done, get off of them, pole plant, while keeping our hands forward all the time throughout the entire turn and transition. So we will be working on this starting tomorrow.